Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video we're going to be talking about estate agents and in particular negotiators that are sales and lettings negotiators and how you become leaders and the number one in your local area. It always starts with passion. You've got to be passionate about property, and number two, very important, you've got to be passionate about people too, because property and people go hand in hand, and your skill needs to be trying to match property with people, and that's how you close deals. So when it comes to sales and lettings, understanding the difference between the two is really important. Lettings agents or lettings negotiators are people that are showing tenants properties to rent, whereas sales agents are the ones that are actually selling properties that come onto the market. Usually what happens is you will start off as a lettings negotiator and then you move up the ladder and you become a sales negotiator. Depending on the location that you're in, the properties can vary in price. However, if you want to try and move up the ladder, you can always move sideways and across, or you can even relocate. So, hypothetically speaking, if you're based in Birmingham or Manchester and the level of properties that your ceiling price that you're getting is £1 million, you could decide to move to London to expand on your career, and you could be selling houses and apartments for 5 and 10 and 20 million pounds. It boils down to being passionate about what you do and trying to be the best agent out there. Looking at the inquiry, this is where it starts, and this is your opportunity to try and close and lock a person to stay with you. And the way to do that is to try and listen and understand what their requirements are, as opposed to selling them something that you believe that you're trying to shift and it doesn't meet their requirements, which is what a lot of agents do. It then moves on to your relationships with the vendors, who are the owners of a property that you're trying to sell, or the landlords for a property that somebody may be trying to let. Communication and relationships with landlords and vendors is crucial too. What many agents do is they work extra hard on trying to win the instruction, which is getting the business from the landlord for you to be able to list. And there's certain promises that you make, and unfortunately what happens on many occasions is you fail to deliver on those promises. All it takes is some very, very simple steps. Regular communication is one. Providing feedback in terms of viewings, why there's been limited viewings, or the feedback that you may give from completed viewings. And then there could be guidance that you could give in terms of why their property is not selling, why their property is not letting. Could it be the price? Could it be the condition? What they could do to try and help improve the way that the property is showed or viewed by would-be buyers or tenants. And this is all part of your expertise, and your expertise is where you've got to guide the vendors and the landlords, and you've also got to guide the buyers and the tenants on the other side too. Another ingredient is being aware of a new listing that's about to come onto the market, and already in your mind you should have your top 5 buyers or your top 5 tenants that you know that that property will match. How do you do that? A lot of agents are not giving their buyers and their tenants regular feedback, and your feedback doesn't necessarily have to be about a property. It could be about, oh, how's it going? How's your search? What have you seen? Did you like anything? And you could be having regular communication. You could also tell them about properties that you think may be coming onto the market, what roads they're on, what location it's in, and whether that might be something of interest for them. But the more that you speak to your buyers and your tenants, the more you're going to be sticking in their mind, and when the right opportunity comes, they're going to be trusting you. This is what I call having integrity, and you're not just trying to sell something for the sake of selling. There is a terminology that we hear which is called deal packaging, and it absolutely grinds my gears when I hear that, because deal packaging simply means you've got something bad, you're trying to package it as something good, and then you're trying to offer it to your prospectives, and they're going to end up with a bad deal. Is that what you're all about? The answer is no. It shouldn't be, and if it is what you're about, you're in the wrong business, and your longevity in the career that you're choosing is not going to be there. Another thing for you to be ahead of the game is always be up to date with new legislation and new guidelines that are in the public and in the media, and maybe even consider going on to courses that will help you advance. Passion, I've got to come back to passion, and I'm going to bring it back to myself. So over the course of the last 25 years, when it comes to property, I've lived it, I've breathed it, I wake up to it, and I absolutely love it. And that's what I call passion. Whenever I'm out, even if I'm going out for a day shopping, I'm always focused on property and what's around. I'm always looking, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's property or the buildings. It could be the shops, it could be the people, what's new in the area, any developments that I'm driving past, what's the style, what's the design, what is the quality of the developments, what's the quality of the people, the quality of the shop. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert in the whole of London, but there are certain pockets of London that I focus on that I'm definitely an expert in, and they tend to be the high-end locations of Northwest and West London. St John's Wood, Hampstead, Belsize Park, Primrose Hill. These are just to name a few. We've got Notting Hill, High Street, Kensington, going down to Knightsbridge. These are prime locations. How well do you know these locations? What are the prices like? What's the price per square foot? What types of properties are being sold there? Who are the buyer profile? How much is a 2-bedroom flat? How much does the 3-bedroom house go for? Do you actually get 3-bedroom houses? Or are they normally bigger than that? What's the local tube? And what's the regentrification and the regeneration plans for these areas? Do we have the answers for these? If you want to be the #1 agent and an expert in your field, you've got to be passionate about what you do. And if you're not in the game. A lot of estate agents that are out there get into the business for the wrong reason, and the mentality that they have is they think that they want to make money. What I always train and advise would-be negotiators is do not focus on the money, focus on the service, because once you focus on service and once you deliver service, the money and the returns becomes a byproduct of what you deliver. This will also help you with the company and the organization that you represent, and ideally what you want to be doing is getting a promotion and being recognized for the hard work, the commitment and the passion that you have for property. We're going to be running some training courses for property agents to try and help you improve and advance in your careers. If you have any questions, put them into the comments below and I'll personally try and answer. I hope you've found this video informative. Make sure you share, like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Okay, Monty Nawaz out.